Okay guys, so how's it going today? It's a nice sunny day today. It's actually almost 60 out. And this stupid thing I think is off again. It's just reading the wall temperature. But anyways, went and did some more work on the garden hoses. I went and tested that one hose. I had to replace this one. This just was the one that was on the bottom. There's two rolls, or two hoses hooked together. This is the one that was hooked up to the main Dewey, up to the reel. And this thing here, you just cannot get it tight. You can see how it's plastic. So I just took it off, replaced it with another one that had all steel ends on it. And I kind of fixed it. I'm not exactly 100% happy with it, but it's definitely a lot better than before. It's still got a little drip to it. But actually, I think where the hose went onto the reel, it's not leaking there, but it's leaking where the two hoses meet together. Of course, I replaced it because of that too. Well, it wasn't too bad actually because I had the rubber seal in it, I guess. But I had to replace it because of that one end. But now, I think I fixed it now up to the reel. But now, where the two hoses meet together, now that's leaking again, and I had that stopped for a while. What I ended up doing was I cranked them on really tight. It's still pissed, and then I think I removed it. I think that it kind of went on crooked. That's why I wasn't really getting the tight seal. So I had cranked it down really tight. Of course, I didn't realize that it was crooked, kinda, and it frigged up the seal. The seal didn't look that bad, but it had a little ding in it, so I went and replaced it with another one. And it's not leaking so bad now, but it's actually leaking in a different spot. And I think the hose would just you'd have to cut that piece off and put a whole new end on it. But if I can find the piece of hose here that I can show you for an example. Well, there has to be our correct end here. Where's that one end? Here it is. No, I don't want that end. I want this end, actually. On this end, well, we'll use this hose as an example. Come on. In here, this is where, see, you're supposed to put the rubber seal inside, and this is supposed to make a tight seal between the rubber Dewey and then the steel Dewey. Well, on the other hose, it somehow got dickered there, and it's not putting a tight seal on it, no matter if I put a washer in it or not. And the rubber seal actually doesn't fit that size of hose. I actually need to go. I think it would have to go up one size bigger, almost. I don't know why. I mean, it's just your standard garden hose, so I think this is supposed to be for your standard size garden hoses. So I don't know. The thing might have been kind of wore out too. So what I ended up doing is I ended up cranking it down really tight, and I actually over tightened it, and I actually started backing the hose back out again. So then it actually started spraying again. So I had to loosen it back up, and it actually stopped. It's still dripping, but it's not pissing like it used to. It's not flooding the ground anymore. I don't mind a little drip because it's not going to hurt it as much. I think the only way I could ever really fix that leak 100% would be just to buy all new hoses and be done with it. But these rubber seals are what's supposed to help you not have to buy hoses all the time. But I think these rubber seals ain't doing their job very well. So, but I got another hose here yet too. But this hose here, this one's done. I'm not going to use it anymore unless I guess I could cut the ends off, and I guess you can buy new ends for them. So I don't know. I might try that because see, on this hose, the ends are plastic, and I hate that. I like the steel ones because you can really crank them down good. And they say that you're supposed to only put these on hand tight, and it's not supposed to leak, and I still get it leaking. So I had to grab some vice grips and really crank her down. It's still leaking, like I said, between where the two hoses meet together, but it's not as bad. So I don't mind a little drip here and there, but you know, it's better than flooding everything. So that should work. Like I said, I replaced that one with a new washer, even though I don't think it needed it. I think it was still fine. It just had a little, not a rip, but it just kind of like it's been crushed. Not too sure if it would have bounced back from that or not. It might have been dickered now, but I just went ahead and replaced it anyway. To the hell with it. So yeah, so I think it's actually really nice out. I might even get the deer up and running, and I'll wash it. But I did test it. I know I didn't show you. Well, I guess I could show you, but it's still wanting to drip, but it's definitely not as bad now as it once was. I think I'll be okay with it. So I don't know if it would have done any good to double up on the washers. You really shouldn't have to double up on them, really. So one should be enough, but I don't know. So as you can see, the snow's gone again. But see, it's still a little drippy. Still a little bit drippy. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But actually, I don't even think it's leaking too bad here now. It's still a little dripping, but I don't know. This whole thing needs to get replaced as well. It's just stupid. The whole son of a bitch just needs to be redone, but effing hell with it. So I'm still going to try to find a new reel. That'll solve a lot of my freaking problems. I think the reel, because the reel thing where the hose screws onto it's plastic. Not sure if they replaced it with steel now or not, but don't like plastic, because once you strip those threads out or you damage them, then you don't have a tight seal anymore. So I think that's what's going on. But at least it won't flood my ground now as bad. Or at least I hope so. So, because bullshit. And plus the reel thing is getting dickered anyway, because the handles keeps breaking off, and I'm getting tired of it. So I might have to go with that $100 one from Northern Tool. It was an all steel one. It had four wheels. You know, it was designed to hold 400 feet of line. Because I really don't think I can find those other kind of damn things. I don't really want another plastic one anyway. At least this one in Northern Tool is all steel. So it'd actually be a lot easier to roll around too, because it's got four wheels instead of the two, right? So I don't know. I'm not going to obviously be putting on 400 feet of hose, but at least 100 feet anyway. I think that's what I got on it now. I think each hose is 50 feet, so that's 100 feet. So don't really need that much anyway. Not for around here. I don't water my whole entire yard anyway. I don't even use all that hose for a lot of things anyway, but you know, if I should have some kind of a fire or something, then at least I have the extra bit of hose to reach out to my yard or something. So, but yeah, just need to get a whole new reel. I think that would solve that one leak anyway, but I don't know. But yeah, anyways, guys, I think what we're going to do is here, car, yeah. I think what we're going to do today is we'll get the John Deere up and running, and I'll scrub the piss out of it, see if I can get any dirt and crap off it. And then we'll let the John Deere dry off for a little while, and then maybe we'll wax it. I'm gonna have to grab some dish soap too, and I guess really scrub it down and stuff. So I know I think it was Cash or something like that, I can't remember, but he was saying to, I guess, just to do like, well, he was just kind of telling me what to do and stuff, and Some of that crap I kind of already knew because that's what it said on the back of the bottle or the back of the can, but wasn't too sure. So, freaking cars. Come down this way, why don't you? But yeah. And he said that you can buff it with just a regular rag. You don't really need a buffing machine. You probably could get away with it if you wanted to, but I don't have a buffing machine, so I'm not going to bother with that. But I will, yeah. I guess we'll start off by washing it. And then, washing it, scrub it clean, and whatnot. And, yeah. But he was saying too also to do just little sections at a time, like don't do the whole thing at one time. I don't, yeah, it would definitely, it would dry out by the time you got to it. So I think what I'm going to probably end up doing is just doing a little corner, do like a little spot at a time. We'll do that here in the shop because it can't be in the sun because it would dry it right out. So we got to wash it first. And then we'll wax the thing. I don't know, I might even maybe just start with a rim. Put some wax on the rim at least. Do them. And then work on the back fenders. Work my way up to the hood. Because the hood's going to be the biggest deal to work on. So that could probably be done last. I could probably even do it later or something. So... But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to scrub it clean first because, that dirt and grime and shit will not look good underneath that wax. So I got to get her off. It's not that dirty because I washed it before, but there's a lot of little grimy crap I can't get off, and I don't think it'll ever come off. So I might just have to wax over it. And I think I don't want to really take like a knife to it, like try to pop it off because it might scrape the paint. You'd have to really, really be careful on what you're doing. But I think I'm just going to try to maybe use my fingernail and I'll just try to, whatever is left of my fingernails, because I cut them, so I have to cut them because then if I don't, and they cut me, so piss me off. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Just have to try to dig that crap off and make her look good, I guess. Freaking cars. And everyone's out driving around with their windows down because it's so damn nice out. So, but yeah, I think I spent the last, I don't know, good 20 minutes messing with the hoses because I thought I had that one fixed, but the best bet would be just to either cut off the old ends and put new ends on it, or just buy all new hoses. I don't know if it'd even be worth putting new ends on it. There's really nothing wrong with this hose. It's just the ends are dickered. So you probably could cut them off and put new ones on. I think I did see a YouTube video on that, but I was trying to actually find out information on the rubber seals, but I guess there's nothing really to it, I guess. So I'm trying to find any videos that would be helpful for me. And all I could find was replacing ends, and I think, I didn't show it, but on the other hose that I put on, the one that replaced this one, I think that one has been cut at one time, because it looks like they put I thought they would be like stops, like if you had it on a electric, or not an electric, but, like, you know how on the hose reels, not this one, because this is just a manual one, but some of them, they automatically retract. I thought that's what was on that hose, because it had the little stoppers on it. But I'm kind of wondering now if that wasn't maybe a patch job, because I don't know if that hose was mine. I think that came with this house. So I think that it got ripped there, and then they put the double clamp-on dewey's on it to fix the crack. So I did see a couple videos on that too, how to replace a damaged section of hose. So I'm not a big fan of the plastic ones like I've seen, but that one guy, I think, because he was putting it on, and I think he over cranked it and he stripped it. So you can't, on plastic shit, you cannot over tighten them. You just have to get them hand tight and then test it. And if it leaks, tighten it a little more and just keep going until it just stops leaking. You can't crank them to live crap down. Not like you can with the steel ones. And that's what he ended up replacing with, just the steel ones. So he's not a big fan of the plastic ones, and I kind of never was, but if that's the only thing they have, we got to make it work. Try to make it work anyway. So yeah, anyways guys, I think there's going to be multiple parts to this video, and maybe I'll go in and I'll start uploading this video. I think, like I said, I'm going to wash the John Deere, clean them up really, really good, and then I gotta grab some dish soap too and rinse it off really good. Same with the rims. I normally, when I wash the tractor, I have like I used to have a really big sponge, but it started falling apart. But I'm using these little sponges. They were actually meant for, it actually came with some cleaning stuff when we bought the couches. The couches for the house. It came with a cleaning kit, and I'm using those, since we don't use the cleaners, because we don't let our couches get dirty. I'm actually using the sponges to clean my tractor with. It's a soft sponge, so it ain't going to hurt the paint, you know, so it's a good little sponge, but man, it's thin. Well, it's like a little, it's thick, but it's really long. It's not round or anything, right? So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it works. Gets the job done, that's all that counts. I think I got like 2 or 3 of those, so I'm set for this year's. So yeah, anyway guys, in part 2, you should be seeing me come over here with the wax, and we'll start waxing the tractor. And I'm not going to videotape a lot of it because I'm going to kind of have to not pay attention to the camera. I need to be able to do one thing at a time. So I'll probably clean it up really good, wax a rim or two, and I'll work my way out. The rims are really easy because they're small, so it'd be a piece of cake with them. And then that should be good. But yeah, anyways guys, I will see you guys in part 2. So yeah, see you guys in part 2.